Hello, we are Team 7, Family Practice 2. We will be presenting our team DNP Virtual Skin Clinic by Lauren Carroll, Kim Diaz, Courtney Rogers, and Charles Whiting.
Virtual Skin Clinic is a primary care practice run by 4 nurse practitioners. We're supported by 3 LPNs, 1 medical assistant, and 2 front office staff. Over the course of a normal day, dermatology makes up between 10 and 35% of our patient complaints, and they fall into 3 categories, which are simple, like warts, infectious, which are abscesses and wound care, and lesions, which are the most important for the patients because they would include suspicious growths that are potentially cancerous. The current technology in the office includes Windows-based computers used by all of the staff. Providers have their personal smartphones, and then there's non-integrated diagnostic equipment. These are EKG machines, in-house labs, external labs that come to us. None of this interfaces with the EHR. It has to be added by hand. Dermatoscope, which we'll discuss in this PowerPoint, would fall under that category of non-integrated diagnostic equipment.
So why is the DermLite an appropriate technology for our practice? General practitioners play a very important role in identifying and managing skin lesions. In a study by Verhoeven et al., the authors noted that skin diseases account for 12.4% of all diseases seen by family practitioners. Overall, 65.1% of those patients contacted only their family practitioner and not a dermatologist. An important part of treatment for skin lesions is determining if a biopsy is needed or if watchful waiting is a more appropriate approach. In a study by Marghub et al. In 2013, it was found that the diagnostic accuracy for skin exams using the naked eye only is approximately 64%. Using a dermatoscope can increase this accuracy to between 74 and 91%. Therefore, the DermLite can make treatment determination easier and more accurate. The DermLite is a handheld dermatoscope that can be attached to a smartphone or iPad for collecting and storing digital images. The system works with the DermLite app, which can be downloaded from the iTunes Store. The app allows photos to be magnified and stored with comments if desired. In addition, the DermLite app lets you send SSL encrypted emails directly from the app so that photos can be stored on another device as needed. They also offer a gateway to the Photo Finder hub server with web storage backup and second opinion service. DermLite is easy to use, non-invasive, and can be used to complete a skin exam in less than 3 minutes. There is no need for setup since immersion fluids are not used. It is portable and battery powered, allowing multiple users access as needed. Photos can be stored on the iPhone or iPad and can be emailed or downloaded at a later time. These features allow for fast exams and multiple users. While there are many apps that will allow for identification of skin lesions, there is only one other pocket dermatoscope that connects with a smartphone, the HandyScope. The two products are very similar. However, the HandyScope allows for 20 times magnification instead of 10. The rechargeable battery lasts 8 hours versus the 2 hours with the DermLite. The DermLite can be connected to both an iPhone and iPad, while the HandyScope can be connected to an iPhone and iPod. It cannot be used with a tablet. The HandyScope has its own app available from iTunes with the same basic features as the DermLite app. It can also be connected to Photo Finder Hub for storage. The DermLite comes with a 5-year warranty, while the HandyScope has only a 1-year limited warranty. The DermLite is made in the US, while the HandyScope is made in Germany.
Skin Check is a patient-oriented app that can be downloaded using an iPhone. The purpose of this app is to find moles that could increase the patient's risk for melanoma. Using this app, the patient is able to perform regular skin checks and is able to take the patient through how to perform a thorough skin exam. It alerts patients when they are due for their skin exam as a reminder so that they are consistently following up. This app also records photos, which is useful to the patients and the providers because they are able to detect if moles are changing and what characteristics characteristics about the moles are changing. This will help the provider know if it is a benign mole that can be left alone or if it would be better if it was removed and sent for further diagnostic testing. Another helpful tool on this app is it gives patients information about melanoma and skincare prevention and also provides links to informational websites. Overall, I think this app is a useful one that can help both the patient and the provider catch skin cancers early when used correctly.
DermaMap's an inexpensive iPhone app with 4 main features. It has an atlas of color photos of common skin conditions. It has a photo upload feature so the user can compare their own photos against the atlas, and a quiz feature so users can improve their skills at identifying common skin conditions, and a diagnostic tool which uses filters to help identify unknown skin conditions. In real-world trial, unfortunately, the diagnostic tool, which is the main feature of the app, was unable to identify any of 3 known conditions that had been recently encountered in practice. The app either gave inappropriate suggestions that were unrelated to the condition, or gave an error result which said no results found, so it identified no possible conditions similar to what had been input. This app is not usable for the practice. It's not able to improve diagnostic skills or improve the ability to identify dangerous lesions.
Visual DX is a diagnostic clinical decision tool that helps providers accurately diagnose illnesses. Providers search through a database with more than 1,300 diagnoses and close to 30,000 images by entering symptoms, visual clues, or patient factors. This is dissimilar to DermLite in that it does not use any patient images taken in the office, but it does use images as a visual aid for the provider to reach the correct diagnosis. The service is provided through a monthly or annual subscription with costs ranging from $19.99 to $29.99 per month. Visual DX is accessible through Apple and Android apps on tablets and phones, as well as a web-based platform, and it has the capability to integrate with several EMR systems. The major benefits to Visual DX include access to high-quality medical images, recognizing adverse drug reactions, and helping providers reach accurate diagnoses quickly using the images as visual aids. The availability of the tool on multiple platforms allow providers to easily integrate it into their daily practice.
Our team consists of multiple people that each have a role. There are 2 front office staff members who also act and have the responsibilities of an office manager. They will research the technology in terms of budget and how to budget in the equipment into the office's costs. They will also be the ones who order and receive the equipment. Then there are 4 ARNPs, 3 LPNs, and 1 MA. There will be a leader amongst the ARNPs and the LPNs. The ARNP leader will learn the mechanics of the equipment and how it works for the purpose of diagnostics, and then teach the other ARNPs. The LPN leader will learn the basics of the equipment, such as where to find it, how to charge it, how to turn it on and off, and how to download, email, or print out images if needed, and then teach the other LPNs and the MA.
We run on 20-minute appointments, and a dermatology visit falls into one of 3 categories. It's either going to be straightforward like a wart, or ambiguous like a rash, or concerning. Cancerous lesions fall into the concerning category, and because of the risk of harm to the patient, it's important that we make that diagnosis correctly the first time we see it. Dermatoscope will help with workflow by improving our first try correct diagnoses. That will decrease biopsies for ambiguous lesions, referrals to dermatology for routine problems, and it will also help identify potentially cancerous lesions quickly, and that's the most important thing we can do for our patients.
DermLite and the Photo Finder Hub use SSL encryption to allow users to safely email and store photos. Both the app and the storage hub use password protection for individual accounts. Photo Finder Hub's privacy policy states that the servers are physically and electronically secured. Patient-related data stored on the hub is only available through the user's personal account. However, the privacy policy also states that the company cannot assume responsibility or liability for any information you submit or third parties' use or misuse of information transmitted or received. This statement was concerning for the security of photos users will store. Patients would need to give an informed consent for the practice to use DermLite and to send and store photos for the patient's record. Providers would also need to determine whether they would use DermLite on a personal smartphone or tablet, or if they prefer to have a device that is strictly dedicated to practice use. Either way, the device would need to be protected to meet HIPAA standards. This would include password protection, a remote wiping or disabling program for the device, firewall installation, and by using a secure encrypted network connection such as a VPN. Many other steps are listed by healthit.gov.
Due to the relative inexpense of the DermLite, funding will come from the office overhead budget. The DermLite DL3 is $1,095 with an iPad connection kit at $49.95. An iPad will be purchased to be dedicated for office use only and costs around $200. The DermLite app is a free download from iTunes. There are no long-term costs associated with the DermLite. The hardware itself is under a 5-year warranty, and there are no adjustments or special servicing needed. Any updates to the DermLite app will be available as a free download from iTunes.
These next few slides list our references. Let us know if you have any comments or questions.